Well, hello there. This is Cool Talk Talks. It's been a long time. It's been about a year. Okay, so it's time for the Oscar run where I come out and I tell you my choices and my predictions on who's going to pick up the Academy Award. So, we're going to talk about the performances first, touch on screenplay, all of that, and then the final prediction will be for Best Picture. But let's mention Best Picture right now. There's 10 of them this year. Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. I'm going to go right to the top to talk about Best Actor because there's an issue that has come up between two of these actors. Okay, Best Performances by a Male Actor. Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon. Okay. But let me give you my prediction and my choice. Between Timothy Chalamet and Michael B. Jordan, Michael B. Jordan did well, okay? But I think the nomination is going to be his only reward. I don't feel he did better than Timothy Chalamet. I think Michael B. Jordan, even though he played dual roles, he was backed up by an excellent cast. Timothy Chalamet kind of carried the film. He carried the whole movie of Marty Supreme, in fact, playing a somewhat unlikable character. And we're just with him the whole way, watching and actually rooting for him, despite him being pretty much a big a-hole a lot of the time. But here's one aspect that a lot of people don't talk about. What about the other nominees? Ethan Hawke is equally, if not even more so, deserving for the film Blue Moon. And he's not going to get it. I don't predict that Ethan Hawke is going to win because Ethan Hawke does a lot of independent films. He does a lot of excellent work. But because he works in independent films, he works in a lot of movies that a lot of people don't watch. They don't get a chance to see it. All right. I just saw Blue Moon, honestly, last night. And he was excellent. He was excellent. I mean, he would give Timothy Chalamet a run for his money and all the other actors. Leonardo DiCaprio is doing his Leonardo DiCaprio thing. He does it very, very well, very manic performance, but he's won before. Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. A lot of foreign actors don't win Best Actor, and I would have preferred that instead of Wagner Moura being nominated, it would have been Jesse Plemons for Begonia. Another actor that was Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams. I think they would have been more worthy than Wagner Moura. But these are the stakes. So who do I choose? Okay, my choice, if you've been paying attention, is Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme. Moving on to Best Actress. Emma Stone for Begonia. Jessica Buckley for Hamnet. Renate Reinsve for Sentimental Value. Rose Byrne for Train Dreams. And Kate Hudson for Song So Blue. Now, I would say, a lot of people say it's between Jessica Buckley for Hamnet and Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Strange title. Rose Byrne was excellent. If you don't know who she is, she did come out. She was a rival that came out in Bridesmaids. But Jessica Buckley really reached me in Hamnet. However, when it comes to other actresses that are on the list, Renate Reinsve, I probably killed her name and I'm sorry. She comes out in the Norwegian film Sentimental Value. And because it's a Norwegian film, it's very possible that all except one actor may not get it. But the performances by all the actors in Sentimental Value is top notch. It's those kind of performances where you can see the nuances and the tone and the looks and everything that's going on behind the scenes, behind their eyes. Jessica Buckley, though, is my choice and is my prediction. She's been turning in excellent work throughout the years. So that's my prediction and my choice. Supporting actor. Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another. Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Delroy Lindo for Sinners. And I'm very happy that Delroy Lindo is nominated for Sinners. He deserved to have been nominated years ago for The Five Bloods. He didn't get it. And he's turned in excellent work over the years. But I think that nomination is all he's going to get. Many feel that, well, Jacob Elordi and Frankenstein, I also feel that nomination is all he's going to see. Good work, but not a winner. Benicio del Toro, excellent as always. Sean Penn will give anybody a run for their money for One Battle After Another. I mean, it's kind of a haunting, kind of a strange, kind of a different performance. Now, my choice, and I'm going to go ahead and say my prediction too, is Stellan Skarsgård. All right. He had some health issues not that long ago. He has trouble performing. He has to wear an earpiece and be fed his lines. And at the same time, though, he is one of the cast for Sentimental Value that's turning in those haunting, not haunting, I shouldn't say haunting, but telling performances. And it's also a career win for him. So I think I'm going to lean towards him as far as the prediction is concerned. So if it's not Stellan Skarsgård, I wouldn't mind Delroy Lindo getting it. But my money's on Stellan Skarsgård. Supporting actress, Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Ella Fanning for Sentimental Value. Inga Lilius for Sentimental Value. Wunmi Mosaku for Sinners. And Amy Madigan for Weapons. Well, my prediction right now, my prediction is going to be Teyana Taylor. Is going to be my prediction. And my choice is going to be also Teyana Taylor. A fierce performance for One Battle After Another. I would have preferred she would have stuck around a little longer. Her performance suffers a little bit because of that. And it turns into almost a one-note performance, but it's still excellent enough for me to say she is the winner. If she doesn't win, my second choice would be Mosaku for Sinners. Moving on. Director. Okay. Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value. And Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Now, Sinners has a record number of nominations of any film ever. And you would think, well, that means it's going to be, it's going to sweep. Not necessarily. These kind of things have happened before. Not at this level, but it has happened before. This is what I predict is going to happen. I think Ryan Coogler is going to win for original screenplay and not pick up Best Director. All right? I think the Best Director is going to be Paul Thomas Anderson. And the real reason is the nomination is worthy, but also Paul Thomas Anderson has been nominated 14 times before, and he's never won. Never picked up an Oscar. So my prediction is going to be Paul Thomas Anderson. My choice, tough one. Ryan Coogler for Sinners, a completely different kind of movie. Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. I found Hamnet to be an excellent movie. Watch it, all of that. But there was a little something wrong with the pacing. And when I come to the movie Sinners, I also feel that the first half of the movie suffered because of the pacing. And some say, well, that's character development. I get it. I understand character development. But it looked like two different films. Now, some people have said the opposite. Some people actually love the first half better. They like the cultural references and things like that. But then if you don't know this already, the second half of the movie deals with vampires. And as soon as that happens, they feel the movie got a little messy and all over the place. And they didn't appreciate it as much. When the second half of the movie for me in Sinners was more entertaining. And the first half was a little slow. I saw the movie twice. I appreciated it more the second time. And the second time I watched it, I had the opposite effect. I enjoyed the cultural references. I enjoyed the film, the first half. And the second half, since I had already seen it, well, the tension and excitement was all gone. But anyway, going back, Chloe Zhao for Hamnet has already won before. Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. I believe this is his first nomination, and it's not going to happen. For me, it's going to be Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. It's kind of a career win and deserving. I think the film One Battle After Another, I have some problems with it, but I believe it is superior to Sinners. Going right along, adapted screenplay. They are Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Train Dreams. Let me say something about Train Dreams before we go on. Good movie, slow, beautiful cinematography, excellent performance by Joel Edgerton. I wish he had been nominated. Not very much heard of. They're playing it on Netflix. And again, it's kind of a slow movie, and it's a little different. You have to invest yourself in the movie more than the movie invests itself into you. That being said, though, I don't think it's going to pick up screenplay. Begonia. I did not like that movie. Sorry. I know that Latinos, and I don't know if I mispronounced his name, and he did Poor Things a couple of last year. He was not he directed The Lobster a few years before that, and it's an acquired taste, I guess, but I just don't care for Lanthimos. My exception would be the movie The Favorite that I did like that he did. But Begonia, it is weird, yet I predicted the ending before it came out, and I just didn't go for it. Frankenstein, screenplay? I don't know. I think Frankenstein for me was very entertaining, but more because of the production value of the movie, production design, the cinematography, the look of the film, all of that had it all going for him. I don't know about screenplay. I've only seen it once. Hamnet, screenplay. Yes, I believe. Did I get that right? Hang on, I'm sorry. Hamnet, yes. Adapted screenplay. Excellent screenplay. And I saw it twice, and I enjoyed it more the second time as well. I was a little tired of being kind of secluded in that house where most of the action happened. But I guess that might be the point of the film. I don't know. But the way it carried through and the way it wrapped up at the end and the way the movie, the director and the writer, they trust the audience. They respect the audience enough not to give you all the little details, but let you think about it and get something out of it. Moving along, One Battle After Another, screenplay. I had a little problem with the movie per se. That's going to surprise you when I get to the end here. And I already mentioned Train Dreams. But One Battle After Another, I was more impressed, not so much by the screenplay, but by the way the film was filmed. The action sequences, the chases, all of that, the way it was all structured is what impressed me the most. Original screenplay, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Lost My Place, It Was Just an Accident, and Blue Moon. Blue Moon, I saw last night. Yeah, it's all writing. The whole movie is just writing and dialogue. 99% of the movie takes place in a bar, and the characters are talking to each other. And that's not everybody's kind of movie. It's not necessarily my kind of movie. And that's where I give Ethan Hawke props because he keeps you invested. I don't think it's going to win original screenplay. It Was Just an Accident I didn't see. Sinners was very original. I'll give it that. And I think that's going to go to Ryan Coogler. That's my prediction. Sentimental Value is a very well-written movie. Marty Supreme, is it the writing that got me? I don't know. The story was good, but dialogue, all of that, was it really all of that? I can't say. I would say that you could tell that I like Sentimental Value, and I think the writing was excellent in that. But I'm going to give this to Ryan Coogler is going to win. And as far as my choice is concerned, it would be between Ryan Coogler and I would say the writer of Hamnet. I think those two were challenging films and so forth. Cinematography. If you don't know what cinematography is, beauty, production, but also the framing of what you're watching. Cinematography. Frankenstein. Marty Supreme. One Battle After Another. Sinners. And Train Dreams. Okay. My choice. One Battle After Another. I think the way the film was framed, the way it was carried over, I think that's what made the heart of the movie. And I'll talk to you about that in just a little bit. But the cinematography there was excellent. Everywhere else, the cinematography was great. I mean, I can see Sinners winning. I can see Train Dreams winning. I mean, cinematography is excellent. They might even throw a bone at Train Dreams and let it have it. Going on, editing. Okay, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and F1. F1's going to get it. F1 was nominated Best Picture. And I'm a little surprised at that in the sense that it's a very good movie. It's very entertaining and all of that. But it got no nominations with the writing and the directing and all that. All of it was just sound, editing, possibly a few technical awards, and that's it. Basically, Best Picture. Best Picture, despite the fact that the director, the writer, none of them were nominated. None of the actors were nominated or actresses. But it's nominated Best Picture. But going back to the editing, I think in the technical sense, it's going to pick it up. International films. I've only seen two. So I'm going to talk about just those two. One was A Secret Agent. The other one was Sentimental Value. My choice, Sentimental Value. My prediction, The Secret Agent. There's been a lot of buzz around The Secret Agent. It's a Brazilian film. And I think he's going to get it. Now, because I don't think either one is going to win Best Picture. They both been nominated for international film. The only time that an international film has won Best Foreign Film and Best Picture was Parasite a few years ago. Beyond that, it hasn't happened. In this case, I don't think it's going to happen again. I think Sentimental Value is kind of a slower, quieter film. There's been a lot of good feeling behind The Secret Agent, even though I loved Sentimental Value much more than The Secret Agent. But I think The Secret Agent, prediction-wise, is going to pick it up. My choice, Sentimental Value. My prediction, Secret Agent. Okay, so now the big one, Best Picture. Let's talk a little bit about all of them. Begonia, didn't like it. F1, liked it. It won't win. Frankenstein, good movie. I liked it. I think the nomination is going to be its reward. Director and Guillermo del Toro, director and producer, has won before. Hamnet, Chloe Zhao has won before as a director. Hamnet is very good. But the hoopla, the excitement has died down. I don't think it's going to pick up Best Picture. One battle after another, and put that to the side for a moment. The Secret Agent, it's good. It's a good movie, but it's kind of messy for me. Not my kind of film. Sentimental Value, loved it. Very good movie. In another year, I would say that's my choice to win. Sinners, good film. Excellent. I could see it winning. Train Dreams, excellent film. Watch it. It's slow, so invest yourself. Go ahead and catch it. And but it's not going to win. So I'm going to tell you which are the top hitters. They are, for me, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. Those 5. And I can narrow those 5 down to 3, Sentimental Value, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. Going further, the fact that Sentimental Value is a Norwegian film, it's not as ambitious as the other 2. It's just excellently cast, excellently directed, and very well written. That should qualify it in another year. But this year is the year of One Battle After Another and Sinners. As I mentioned, I had a little problem with the pacing at the beginning of Sinners. Horror films tend to not win. The only horror film that has won is Silence of the Lambs. That's it. And that was, 30 years ago? It's been a long time since a horror film has won. This one's different. I think what's going for Sinners is the cultural reference. And before I go to One Battle After Another, and I'm just going to tell you right now, One Battle After Another is my choice. And it's going to be my prediction, and I'll tell you why. However, I gave my opinion on somebody else's video in reference to the movie Sinners, and I just gave my opinion, and I was accused of racial bias because I didn't put Sinners above it. And they said, because I'm white, I don't get it. I disagree. First of all, if you don't know this, yes, I'm white, but I'm Dominican as well. I speak Spanish. I've lived on the island for 15 years. Live here in Florida, which is full of Hispanics. And I would not like to use a phrase, I got tons of African-American friends and so on and so forth. It's not like that. I genuinely feel that One Battle After Another is a better film than Sinners. And if Sinners wins, I'm all for it. No problem whatsoever. I don't predict that Sinners will win, and it's not my first choice. One Battle After Another would be my first choice. Sinners would be my second, I guess. However, I'm fine either way. And it actually bothers me that somebody would accuse me of racial bias, so does that mean I have to pick Sinners? And by the way, that could carry the film. When you have a film like that appeals, according to the person that commented towards me, and they said that I don't get it because I'm white, I'm going to add to that. I'm going to say they're not entirely wrong, and this is why. Because the cultural references for African Americans would be a lot more telling and a lot more compelling for them than it would be for anybody else. Not only that, but for anybody else outside of the United States. If you go to countries in Africa, for example, Hispanic countries, and you go to the black population, I don't think they're going to appreciate Sinners as much as an African American or a black person in living or has lived a long time in the United States. I think it's more compelling for them than anybody else. That doesn't mean the movie is just for them. A lot of people like Sinners from all races, all nationalities like Sinners. I like Sinners. One Battle After Another. I do have a problem with One Battle After Another. And that is this. I don't like the politics. The militant politics of one battle after another, I don't appreciate it. And I'll put it this way. Many, many years ago, the movie JFK, about the John F. Kennedy assassination, Oliver Stone, the director, got a lot of heat for the movie. He won Best Director. The movie was nominated, didn't win. It would have been my choice if it had won. But if somebody asked me, would it have been your choice if the movie would have been about the lone assassin instead of a conspiracy? Can you see the same quality in production and say it's still a movie that you appreciate, that you would choose? That's a good question. I think it still is, because JFK is amazing. But coming back to this, One Battle After Another, the production value, the acting is so good that despite the militant politics, as a movie, I liked it. The militant politics that it has, I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. So it's one of those things like, okay, this is good. It might not be good for you. That's me. With Sinners, I didn't have that problem. I did have a problem, as I mentioned, with the pacing at the beginning of the film, the first half. It kind of got to me a little bit. But I liked the movie the second time I watched it even more. And I'm sure I'll watch Sinners again, and possibly will. I don't know if I'll change my mind, but I'll probably appreciate it more and more as I go along. So anyway, in a nutshell, my choices: Best Picture, One Battle After Another; Best Actor, Timothée Chalamet; Actress, Jessica Buckley; Supporting Actress, Stellan Skarsgård; Supporting Actress, Tiana Taylor; Director, Paul Thomas Anderson. We'll leave it with that little group right there. We'll stop right there. Those are my predictions. Those are my choices. Let's see if I get an A. But give me your opinions, comments below, or better yet, subscribe. This is Cool Talk Talks.